Right now, at 6, a man accused of going on a deadly rampage with his SUV is back in court.
He just dragged so many people.
Why the state now wants him committed.
Plus, a driver who says she narrowly missed a wrong-way crash recounts the harrowing moment.
I can't believe this just happened, and I said to my son, we just almost were in a head-on collision right now.
Then, a local school district out thousands of dollars after thieves target a bus yard.
So we don't know how long these buses are going to be out of commission.
And later, what does the ocean have to do with wine?
It's not just a gimmick. There really is a process here with our patent.
A deep dive into what you might call a unique business that plans to drop bottles off the Oregon coast.
Every 2 years we get to go through this, again and not fully get closure.
Frustration for the family of a woman killed in a deadly hit-and-run spree. They don't feel justice was served today when a judge committed a man to the state hospital for at least 2 years. In court today, witnesses and survivors recounted the horrific day. Thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Pinawanich.
And I'm David Mulco. Prosecutors asked the judge to commit the suspect, alleging he is a danger to the community, a warning some of the details in the video here are disturbing. Evan Watson with our top story.
Inside a Multnomah County courtroom Tuesday morning, prosecutors laid out their case against Paul Rivas.
Because of those delusions, he started using his car as a dangerous weapon, targeting other motorists, cyclists, and pedestrians.
Rivas is accused of going on a rampage with his SUV back in January of 2021. It started near Laurelhurst Park and ended near Buckman Elementary School. He's charged with killing a 77-year-old woman and injuring several others, and now 4 years later, the state wants him committed.
Most recently, Dr. Branoff with the Oregon State Hospital formed the opinion that there is no substantial likelihood that Mr. Rivas will ever be competent to stand trial.
Video presented in court shows the chaos that played out. Juan Caicedo was on his bike when he was hit.
It all happened very quickly. I just remember biking, and then all of a sudden I remember the slam of my helmet against the hood of the car. So I remember seeing the sky and just the loud bang.
And another man started recording on his phone when he saw Rivas driving right at him on a sidewalk.
He ran over first my right foot and over the calf, and then over my left one. And I was able to film this.
77-year-old Jean Garrich is the only one who didn't survive. She was hit twice by the SUV. Jack Shunk was there when it happened.
The next thing I recall was a flash of gray, and then right in front of me, the woman's head disappeared under the front bumper.
He says Garrich was dragged a block while pinned under that SUV. Shunk, who's a retired pediatrician, then tried to render first aid.
I said, "What's your name?" And she said, "Jean." It was so incredulous. I said, "Did you know that man?" She said no.
Rivas eventually crashed the SUV, and witnesses confronted him before police arrived.
He just dragged so many people.
Officers then used a taser on Rivas to take him into custody. With her ruling, the judge sided with prosecutors and said Rivas is an extreme danger to the public. She ordered him to be committed to the state hospital under Psychiatric Security Review Board supervision for the next 24 months. Now, that doesn't mean he's only committed for 2 years. By Oregon law, the PSRB has to conduct hearings every 2 years for people under their watch. Commitments can be extended based on a person's mental state. If not, in this case, Rivas could stand trial. David?
Evan Watson in the newsroom tonight. Thanks, Evan. In your headlines, 2 teenagers have been arrested in Vancouver after a shooting that prompted what was called a secure response at an elementary school. Police say there was a fight in the parking lot of the Jim Parsley Community Center off Falk Road just afternoon. That's when someone fired a gun from a vehicle and drove away. The gunshots were then heard next door at Roosevelt Elementary, so officials cleared the playground and put the building into secure mode, meaning no one in or out. Meanwhile, police say one of the teens from the parking lot then went into the Impact Back on Track. That's an alternative school in the community center with a hidden handgun in a sweatshirt, one he then handed off, they say, to another teen. Police say they found the gun and arrested both teens. Detectives say they are still looking for the person who opened fire. It does not appear anyone was injured.
A Portland woman's estate has sued her ex-pro wrestler husband for elder abuse. Prosecutors say William Haynes Jr., known as Billy Jack, shot and killed his wife, 85-year-old Jeanette Becraft, in February of last year. Earlier this month, a judge ruled Haynes unfit to stand trial. The lawsuit alleges Haynes coerced Becraft into giving him $750,000 and signing over financial control. He's also accused of keeping her in their home, introducing her to heroin and meth, and using her to illegally buy a gun. In addition to damages, Becraft's estate wants the money back.
Well, the man who fired his gun at a mother and her 10-month-old baby outside an apartment complex in southeast Portland will spend the next 2.5 years in prison. Cecil Rayford pleaded guilty today to unlawful use of a weapon. The victim says Rayford confronted her in a parking lot last August near southeast 135th and Stark, and the bullet barely missed them. She described that encounter as terrifying and random. Other charges, including attempted murder, were dismissed. We'll have much more on the story tonight on KGW News at 11.
In an update, 2 baby goats stolen from the Orchards feed store over the weekend have been recovered. A driver spotted the goats, both named Andrew, were spotted on Lower River Road near Vancouver Lake. Surveillance video from the store shows thieves broke into the store late Sunday, cut locks, and grabbed the goats. Both were very hungry, but appear to be okay otherwise. Police say they've now added abandonment to a potential list of charges for the thieves who have not been found. Authorities say they're continuing to search for a stolen rabbit as well, though it's not clear that theft was connected. Matt?
I'm glad those little cloven hoof dudes are okay. All right, let's check out what's going on outside right now. It is a beautiful day. We're still at 82 degrees with a clear sky. Temperatures around the valley all in the low 80s. Not our warmest day of the year, but tomorrow is a good chance of being exactly that. We even had some 90s on the map. Down to the Rogue Valley, Medford 91 for the hot spot in Oregon this afternoon. So hitting 82 today pushed our 80-degree day total to 7. Hard to believe we've had a week of 80-degree weather so far. It's been scattered. We had a couple days back in March, one in April, and now a few here in the month of May. Our first 90-degree day last year was early. It was on the 10th of May. But the average for that is June 17th, and we're going to be closer to June 17th than we are to May 10th when it comes to our first 90-degree day of the year, because we're not going to do it this week. Tomorrow, though, we'll be in the upper 80s to get up to about 86, making tomorrow the warmest day of the year by 1 degree, eclipsing May 6th by 1 degree, as I just mentioned. Sunset at 8:49 as well, as the days continue to get longer. So again, tomorrow should be the warmest day of the year so far. And then quick turnaround to showers and cooler weather on Thursday, but those showers end quickly. Back to warm weather again Friday and Saturday. We'll talk about what comes after that in a bit, guys. Back to you.
Feeling a little like summer in the middle of spring. Thank you, Matt.
You bet.
Now at 6, Washington State Patrol have arrested a driver they say was going the wrong way near Camas last night after a crash that killed 1 teenager and injured 2 others.
Our Devin Haskins is live in Camas. Devin, you spoke with a witness who says that same driver almost hit her.
Yeah, that driver, a mom of 2 kids, had her son, 13-year-old son, in the car with her. And she says she and her son are lucky to be alive, considering what happened just moments later. Washington State Patrol arresting that driver that was caught going the wrong way on SR 14 after it crashed into another car, killing an 18-year-old driver and 2 teenage passengers. All 3 Portland Public Schools say are seniors at Roosevelt High School.
At night when you're just...
Gilberry was heading home to Vancouver Monday night with her 13-year-old son in the back seat when she saw something she couldn't believe.
I was just chilling, driving down the road, unwinding, and I look up and I'm like, I see headlights coming at me.
She was in the center lane on Highway 14. A wrong-way driver coming at her head-on in the lane next to her.
I tapped the brakes a little bit thinking, is this guy gonna swerve into me, into the center? Like, what is his motive here?
She credits another driver in the eastbound lanes trying to warn drivers by flashing their lights.
I can't believe this just happened, and I said to my son, we just almost were in a head-on collision right now. That guy was driving on the freeway on the wrong side of the road in the fast lane at us.
Calm and collected, she kept driving and saw police racing to catch up.
The whole time I was going, I feel like I'm in the Matrix. Like, did this just really happen?
Then just a few minutes later, the driver crashed into another car head on, killing one person and injuring two others. Troopers say drugs or alcohol were a factor. Washington State Patrol arrested the driver, 23-year-old Eric Moya, charging him with 1 count of vehicular homicide and 2 counts of vehicular assaults. WSP says the driver of the other car died, 18-year-old Michael O'Brien of Portland. The 2 passengers, an 18 and 17-year-old, were injured. When Barry learned about what happened, she was in disbelief.
If I would have been in the left lane, the fast lane, and listening to music and just trying to get home fast, I wouldn't have had enough time to react.
The victim, Michael O'Brien, or his friends and family call him Miko, was a senior at Roosevelt High School and was set to graduate soon. His family sent a message saying that he was a shining light and that they're heartbroken. They said he had a gentle, kind spirit and will be greatly missed. Those other 2 teens that were injured are still in the hospital recovering. The driver, Eric Moya, expected to make his first appearance on these charges tomorrow. Back to you.
Feeling for those teens' families. Devin Haskins reporting live in Camas. Thank you, Devin. Developing this evening, the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office is looking for whoever targeted the Reynolds School District over the holiday weekend and made off with school bus catalytic converters.
Yeah, deputies say the culprits cut a hole in the fence at the district's transportation yard, and it's not the first time. After a 2021 break-in, the district says it upped security at the lot, but recently had to scale back due to budget cuts.
Well, you know, we're in a $25 million deficit right now. So to have this added on is not something that we need right now.
The school district says new converters cost about $4,500 each. That's before the cost to fix the damage to the buses and the labor to install the new parts.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.